Hey guys, Crewman here, and we are entering a shortage that is going to have such wide and long ramifications on the entire PC ecosystem in general that you're going to look back at the good old days, you heard me, good old days of the crypto mining boom from 2021 to 2023 with rose-colored glasses saying, you missed the good old days when the only thing that was hard to get was a GPU. Let that sink in. All right, so how bad is the shortage? I'm going to give you 3 quick examples to show you that this shortage is not going anywhere and it means serious business. And then I'm going to show you how to secure the last few sticks of pre-price shortage RAM kits for DDR5. Okay, so this first one, I bought this August 29, 2025, $95. No frills, good kit, gets the job done. I used it for my LAN PC build. And the only thing I really needed to acquire for that build was RAM. So that's what I paid in August. How much does it cost now? $229. But it gets worse. It was actually $70 from Amazon a few hours ago. There were 4 kits left and they all sold out. This store is not sold and shipped by Amazon. It's called NU Tech. I have no idea what it means. But can you wrap your head around that? I cannot believe they all already are sold out. So, if we go off these prices, it's a casual, 230% increase. Not a big deal. This next one, I built a PC for a buddy. I used white team group RAM. It was $95. Not bad, right? It was no frills, no thrills, white RGB RAM. I was pretty happy with the price. And it costs $250 now. I'm talking your bare bones 6,000 megahertz 32 gig RAM kit. 2.5% increase. Not a big deal, right? Let me show you one more example. And this one is the most egregious yet. Okay, so before I became a tech tuber, I would build PCs for myself, sometimes for friends. I was very cognizant on deals, and I was very good at buying parts on the used market on places like Amazon resale. $140. This was during a sale. During like some kind of Prime Day sale they had. I bought it in 2023. $140 for a 64 gig RAM kit. Now, the CL was $40, so it's all right. Now, what do you think that cost now? Just, why don't you yell at your TV like you're watching a toddler show? And just guess how much it costs now. Now, to be fair, that kit was more like $200 when I first got it. But around the summer, you could probably have these for about $170 to $180. And now it's $500. Cost just as much as an RTX 5070. All right, so you get the point. We are screwed when it comes to RAM. I use 3 examples just to show you how bad it is. Well, I'm here to tell you that we are almost at the point of no return where you're going to be able to buy pre-shortage price DDR5 kits. But it's not all gloom and doom yet, and that's why I'm making this video. Frankly, if we're being honest, I have enough content on this shortage to release a plethora of videos, and I'm going to guide you through this shortage and do the best I can to help you figure out ways to supply them. We'll talk about the shortages as they unfold, and we'll talk about how they're going to affect other sockets, markets, generations, etc., because this is going to be far-reaching and have tremendous consequences. But like I said, it's not all gloom and doom. This weekend, I arranged a deal with someone that I knew. I drove 40 minutes. I never drive to pick up PC parts. If you follow me, you'll know that's rare for me. And I picked up 2 DDR5 kits. 2 incredibly good DDR5 kits. And I got them for the price of an RTX 3070 Ti. And I actually was given some other stuff in it, so I did pretty well for myself. Anyway, point is, there are still kits out there to be found. Thankfully, places like the used market, mom and pop shops, people that don't follow the market like we do, and you do if you're watching this video, that you can take advantage of those and still get cheap prices. So in today's video, we're going to go over 3 ways that I think that you can still get cheap DDR5 RAM. Now, this may not work for you. The people who live in more rural areas are naturally just going to have better odds at this. The people who live in cities, you might have to drive, or you might just be fresh out of luck. So without further ado, let's get started. The first way to acquire cheap RAM, Facebook Marketplace. There's two ways to do this. The first is you can look for cheap pre-builts. Now, if you are a PC flipper or an aspiring PC flipper, then you might have been following the downturn in the market up to a few weeks ago. And it was there. There was a lot of people that had issues flipping PCs. Hell, I did a few videos on it, right? Well, what I'm here to tell you is those are the places that you're going to take advantage of this RAM shortage. I've seen some pre-builts with DDR5 RAM kits. I can't find them here, but on Facebook Marketplace for like $800-900 with good specs, but the seller has to not be making that much money. And more importantly, DDR5 RAM. So you could theoretically buy like a $700-800 PC with a RAM stick that the buyer maybe paid $40 to $50 for. You could sell the rest of the PC, make some money on it, and you still have the stick for yourself. So that's one way of doing it. You know, the days during the GPU shortage when people would buy a pre-built and take the GPU out and sell the rest of the parts. You might have days now where people buy a system, take out the RAM, take out the storage, and sell everything else. As newsflash, we have the potential for a storage shortage soon as well. Next, you could just go on and see if people are selling cheap DDR5 kits. Now, that might be a little harder, but you never know. You go on Facebook Marketplace and just see what people have and you just throw offers on everything. Maybe you get lucky and you get a few kits here or there, or just one kit. Thankfully, most people only need one kit. The third and final way is to call every local mom and pop PC shop in your area, which I already did, and none of them around me actually stock RAM parts. Interestingly enough, they basically told me, oh, you can just get RAM on Amazon next day, so we don't really stock it. But that doesn't mean that you might not get lucky. And you can also go check places like Best Buy or maybe Staples, places that maybe haven't sold their RAM yet and don't actually adjust prices until, you know, they get their next batch in. So you still might be able to get cheap kits, places like that. And I'm actually going to go check my local Staples. But you got to think outside the box. I'm talking like you have Staples, maybe even GameStop, just places that might sell computer parts that, you know, just aren't as fast to react. Now, obviously, Micro Center's already been pillaged. Those RAM kits are already incredibly expensive. And I'm sure most Best Buys are the same way. But look, you never know. This video is not going to age well. Let me put it this way. I would actually argue that this video is you probably have like a week, maybe, before people start getting wise. Because as this information gets out, people will know. And it just takes a quick Google search, right? Or quick eBay search for people to literally see the prices of DDR5 RAM. And once people see these prices on eBay, they're not going down. Like, look at this. This is wild. 16 gig sticks for $80. 16 gig sticks for $65. It's just going to keep getting worse. And once people do a quick search on eBay, then they raise their prices and the cat's out of the bag. So you're going to have to run, not walk, run to all of these ways that I've talked about to try to find those last kits of DDR5 RAM. I frankly was drooling at the mouth when I got my hands on these. I really needed them for builds that I'm going to be keeping for myself. And I need like one more kit. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be fun. So that's it for this one. I am going to have a ton more videos on this subject. I'm frankly probably going to do a video a week, or I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's an incredibly important subject that I don't think is getting enough coverage, and I'm going to be doing a lot more coverage on it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hopefully will be able to help guide you through this shortage. I was able to help a lot of people get 5090s and 5080s and 5070s on launch day and throughout the beginning of that shortage. And I do a lot of tracking of used GPUs as well. So my job is to help you get through this and we'll get through it together. And if you're looking to build a PC, I will help you do that. So make sure you like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace out.